Order of operations. This is a digital lesson, and the lesson starts out explaining to the students why we have an order of operations rules. So we want to make sure that everyone doing the math problem gets the same answer. So we have an order that we do these operations. And the next slide gives them an acronym, PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to help them remember the steps. So they're going to use parentheses first, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, and then add and subtract from left to right. So in the next slide, students are just going to be moving each of these steps into the correct place. So the first step would be parentheses. So they're going to click and hold on the edge, move this next to the number 1, exponents next, multiply and divide next, and then add and subtract last. So it's just a review of the steps they've just gone through. Now the students are going to give some problems that they have to solve. So they just click into each of the text boxes and they're going to type the answer. So it starts with parentheses. So students need to know that each of these problems, they have to do what's in parentheses first. Then they're given problems with exponents. So here they're going to do what's in parentheses first and then use the exponent. Then they're shown problems where they have exponents inside the parentheses. Well, if their exponents are inside the parentheses, they have to do the exponent first, and then the parentheses, and then the rest of the problem. Now here they're going to multiply and divide before they add and subtract. So on these first two problems, they're going to multiply first. The last two problems, they're going to multiply or divide first. Then if they have multiplying and dividing on the same problem, they're going to work from left to right. So 3 of these problems they're going to divide first, and 1 problem they're going to multiply first. Always going from left to right if they have both operations in the same problem. Works the same for adding and subtracting. So they're going to add and subtract from left to right. So 3 of these problems they're going to add first, and then 1 problem they're going to subtract first. And then on slide 11, they've got 4 more difficult problems they have to solve, and they have to go through and decide which operations first, second, and third, and so on, and then type the answer in the boxes. And then the final slide has a logic picture puzzle. So students are going to try to figure out what each of these pictures represent. They each represent a number. Same picture will be the same number, and they have to figure out what the answer is at the end. So this is Digital Lesson Order of Operations.